Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to a low-tech version of the CAF update tonight. I couldn't get the good camera to work, so I'm working off this one that likes to autofocus. So hopefully it stays focused on me all evening. So we're 2 weeks away from OAX. Hard to imagine, right? I mean, it's almost kind of frightening, but in a fun kind of way because there's a lot of excitement out there. I think everybody's probably been seeing enough social posts. And as far as Casper and I are concerned, I can tell you that we're not seeing enough. There could be a lot more OAX posts out there. But things are going really, really well so far, and everything's falling into place as perfectly as it possibly could, I think, at the last minute here. But we've got a good show for you tonight. Of course, we've got Bob Layton that'll start us off, and I've got a first appearance tonight of Ron Lim. Ron Lim, who and not the Ron Lim, not the artist Ron Lim, but our Ron Lim, will be joining me at the tail end of the show, doing his CAF picks. He's got his 10 picks. I've got mine, so that'll be a lot of fun. Many people have probably met Ron before at San Diego. He does go to that show quite frequently, and a few other West Coast shows, but we've never had him on the channel, so that's going to be a lot of fun for me. And then we've got a few other OAX announcements, and we've got the best of going on right now, so plenty of things to talk about. But of course, we will get started with our "Where in the World is Bob Layton?" And next week he won't be live, but we will probably have a recording from him. But this is his last live show before he gets back in the States 1 week from today. So let's go ahead and play the video clip. We'll run the roll, and then we'll talk to Bob about it.
Okay, Bill and Casper. Here we go for the Geek of the Week. We have baby marinated crabs, whole, shell and all. And these are not soft shell crabs. What they are is they marinate them with peppers and spices and stuff until they become crunchy enough to eat. But it's the whole crab, butthole and all. Here you go, okay? It's really crunchy, but strangely enough, it's very tasty. So there you go.
Hey guys, here we are. This is my last drink and draw before I head back to the States. Don't start crying, Lily. Okay. And with me right now, because to do the introduction for tonight's theme, I have the past president of Drink and Draw. Here, moving here, Simone. I have the president of Drink and Draw, Lily. And MPO here is going to take over for me while I'm in the States, and Lily goes back to England, okay? And she's going to be whining about it all night. But anyway, so you want to Simone?
What?
Lily, you want to tell them what the theme is tonight? For Drink and Draw?
So the theme is...
You can't see it.
That's the point.
Nope.
Can we at least shoot?
Nope.
It's about colors, okay? Colors.
Characters who have color in their name or embody a color. For instance.
Blue Yoshi.
No.
Blue Beetle.
Go drink. Green Goblin. Yeah, that is. Scarlet Pimpernel. Snow White. Little Red Riding Hood. So many choices. Bloody Mary. You get that, which you can relate to. Anyway, so that's our theme for tonight. On with the show. Thanks, guys.
Oh God, she has a sharp object. Run! Everybody run!
Hey, Tom
Hey,
and Joey.
this almost turned into where in the world is Joey Kroner because he just walked in the door as you were running the video.
Well, we're glad you made it, Joey.
For the morning. So
well, there was a bit of it's been crazy. As you can tell, it was a really busy week here, right? With me doing the Herald thing and Joey's video that he did with the Herald, a month and a half ago. That just dropped yesterday. And it's great because it's if you want to see what the shop is like and what the gaming and all the kind of things that go on and drink and draw, it's a really great video. You guys, I posted it. It's on the Dyson Comics Cafe too. So you can check it out. But I was there for 6 hours. They shot 6 hours of video with me with the Herald. Yeah. So it was Monday was like crazy. And then I have to move because I'm in an Airbnb and my time is up here. So before I come back to the States, Joey and I have to move everything that I have accumulated downstairs to the next apartment. So I had to transfer money yesterday to secure the apartment and all that kind of stuff. I mean, he and his wife have been a trooper, but yeah. So otherwise, all my stuff goes out on the street. So there you go.
Well, Joey, you look like you're fit enough that you could probably move everything by yourself. You probably don't need any help.
He has a hand truck.
I got a wagon.
We gotta remember,
it's just down to the floor below this one. We found a place that was available just for regular rent.
Well, so I got friends in the building. My buddy Nick from Louisiana, and I know the super. I know all the people at the convenience stores are out here, and all the the mean old gals at the noodle shops and that kind of thing. So it's kind of my neighborhood now. So. It's nice that I get to stay here, and it's a good building. It's a brand new. Everything's brand new. The furniture belongs to the Airbnb, but I have my printer and the printer stand and the drawing board and the chair and all the clothes, and I bought dishes and stuff like that. So I mean, Joey and I'll be able to move in an hour, but it's just the fact that I have to move and then I have to buy furniture.
Exactly. Like
right?
you said, you're gonna go shopping at IKEA, I think.
Oh no! Actually, Simone's coming over. Scissor Girl, she's coming over because I've been mentoring her. Because, like I said, she's a really terrific artist. So I've been actually spending like 3 hours a week with her, trying to bring her along because she wants to do webtoons. I mean, that's what she really wants to do, and she's really talented. Webtoons are huge over here, as you know, and so yeah, I'm trying to impart to her some common sense, artistic. Lessons so that she can apply to her webtoon or whatever because she wants to write and draw, and that's kind of my job, isn't it? It's all our duties, I think, as creators, is to pass on what we learn, right?
Sure.
So as I said in the interview with the Herald, I'm trying to bring American sensibilities to the Korean manga anime sort of mindset, And you can see it's kind of working in drink and draw. A lot of these guys are like getting into the American style of drawing.
I've noticed that over time. I mean, I think early on they were sort of doing a little more TV style characters, and now they're going for a little more, buff American superhero-y kind of style things, which is cool. Cool to see. And stylistically, you can tell they're picking up on what you're dishing out over there, Bob. That's for sure.
Well, yeah. Plus, like Joey said in the thing he did for the Herald, which I thought was really profound, was, if they love this Marvel Cinematic Universe, they're crazy about it, right? But there's so much backstory to these characters, especially in the Silver, Bronze Age stuff like that. The stuff that really fun to sell, right? And it's like, and Joey's the only person where you can find that stuff. So if you're a Korean and you wanted the backstory, like if you're a big fan of Storm and the X-Men, well, where can you get more Storm stories, right? Go back and read the original comics. So that was kind of part of the great thing about the piece he did with the Herald. Mine won't come out until I get back here, probably, but it'll be really interesting. We got a chance to talk about a lot of different things and my impressions of Korea. I did mention on camera the creation of the porkgasm. I said that was my contribution to the porkgasm.
And they knew what you were talking about. That's the thing.
Do you have the video for those people who don't know porkgasm? Is it there?
I don't have it queued up,
Oh,
unfortunately.
you got it. You have to have it queued up every week, okay?
I'm going to make it a part of the intro video.
It's on right now. I wish I could swing this around, because I got the TV on silent, but there's a woman having a orgasm right
It's
here.
weird that ad's on quite a lot.
Yeah,
They must be selling a lot of that soup.
yeah.
Unbelievable.
Watch it make me want to eat it.
No, it's,
You haven't tried that yet. Now that's something you could try. We could see if you would have a porkgasm when you
I'm
try.
to do some bukchang, some intestines and stuff later. So
yeah. Hey, listen, the crab, the baby crab, by the way, they were actually pretty tasty. I told Joey when we're watching football, because he comes over when we watch football on like Mondays, and it's like it would make a great football snack, because it's just crunchy, crabby goodness,
I don't know. No, I'm not sure I want to know. I tried like blue crab once. I wasn't a fan of eating the shell, so
Well, these are so small, and they do something to the shell. I don't know if they bake it or whatever, so it's crispy, like like a Cheeto or something, right? It's like it's a hard crabby shell that basically just dissolve. You can just chew it up. They do something to it. I'm not sure what. Do you know what the process is?
I don't know.
Yeah, but it's actually pretty tasty. I was surprised.
I could see they could come up with a ranch flavor, kind of a Doritos flavor, a sea salt. You get the sea salt version too.
Spicy one.
They have fried chicken over here with a Cheetos coating.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Cheetos. They got fried chicken every day.
Yeah, fried chicken, but they there's one that's Cheetos. They roll it in Cheetos and deep fry it. Honest to God, it's like it's ridiculous.
Fried chicken here is really good.
Well,
Yeah, they're nuts for fried chicken and beer here.
Even Southern Americans, they come here and they're like, "Oh, I'm going to take you out for fried chicken." They're like, "No, I've got that in the bag." It's like, "Well, let's try it once." Then you try it once, and then every meal they want to have fried chicken.
Yeah.
It's like, no, let's
go figure.
Other Korean food. Fried chicken. So
oh man, so Bob, but you do fly next week, right? Are you're
right.
Gonna be landing in Tampa sometime next Thursday?
We are literally going back to Where in the World is Bob Layton next week.
Exactly.
I have to leave for the airport at 5 a.m. on Thursday morning, which I'm going to be really not happy about.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll shoot some video from the cab, and then I have to go through customs and whatever. Then I land in Detroit about 8 o'clock in the morning, your time. And then I got like a 2-hour layover, and then I land in Tampa Thursday about 1:50, 1:45, 1:50 around there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll have time to make some videos and get them to cast before you go on the air. I won't be able to do it live because I'll be brain dead by then. Trust me, after 19 hours in the air,
I would be too. But so are you going to bring any of those variant comics, the Iron Man cover, with you?
Oh, I'm bringing everything, man. That I've done. Okay. I got all the pre-orders from OAX,
mm-hmm.
plus the stuff I did for Spencer, because I haven't sent them to Spencer, so I'll have all those. And Spencer says, "Yeah, sell them if you want." It's like, he does it for, he knows he's like, hey, you can always make more, So no, I have a full book now of art that I'll be bringing there, which means I've been working hard because that book was empty when I got here.
For the variant, you're talking about the Korea exclusive, like our store cover?
Yeah, store cover, the one that you.
I can bring some, yeah.
You some of those.
You bring some. You even have you have some CGC too, don't you?
Yeah, I've got some CGC as well.
Yeah, because if somebody's interested in already
CGC going to be.
I'm sure there's a few people at OAX that wouldn't mind getting a copy of that.
I mean, wouldn't people go in there and rather have them already CGC'd?
What if they want to get a CGC one that says Tom Layton on it?
No, that's right.
That's exactly. Yeah. You never know. I mean, but because there's CGC reps that are there that can witness you signing them. But
some are already done. I'm just saying,
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yeah, I'll bring some variants with me. Okay.
You should.
Yeah, I'll ask Joey about that. And do we have any the prints left? The Hall of Iron prints?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I can get a tube if I can fit it in my suitcase, I'll bring some Hall of Iron prints too. You know, they made a great Hall of, that big, eight cover thing that I did with marble, right?
Yeah, you got the G clay.
Yeah. So if I can get them in my suitcase, I'll bring them along.
All right, but I think that there'll be definitely some people interested in those. You got to be. I want to get one. So.
Oh, all right. Well, no, Joey might even give you a freebie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you never know. So I saw that nice Silver Surfer drawing in the set that you had. That was pretty well done.
Well, last night the whole idea was characters with color in their name or represented by color. So I look, when Joey does the auction for charity, I want to make sure they sell. So that's why people always say, why are you always doing Marvel characters or whatever? Because that's what sells.
Yeah. That's why nobody drew the Black Terror.
Yes. From the
1940s. The Black Terror.
Yeah, he had the old Black Terror from the 1940s. He's like, come on, somebody do this. It's like.
Joey, you could have done it. We know how good you are at drawing Hulk with hamburgers. So you could have done the Black Terror.
Chili Dog Black Terror.
Chili Dog Black Terror. I think we can do that. We'll do it when I get back. We'll do characters associated with food. How's that?
That
is right up Joey's alley.
Exactly.
If anyone watches the Herald video about the shop, they will see everything. Like they feature Drink and Draw in it, so you kind of that's in there. But then also my Hamburger Hulk is featured.
Yeah, it is featured.
They were pretty mad when they found out that I sold it because they wanted to feature it.
So I had to find the photograph that I sent Casra. Right, it was the only record I had of it. Bring it into Photoshop. Turn around, unskew it, fix it. I had to go back and recolor it, retouch it and everything. Yeah. I'm sitting there, I'm spending 2 hours working on Hamburger Hulk, just so that the Herald would have a copy of it.
The good news is that the collector that bought Hamburger Hulk is gotten back to me and said he'll lend it to the Korea Herald for their exhibition.
Thank God.
Because they're doing an exhibition of all the drawings from that and the other things in the Life in Korea series that they did. Because the normal thing, what they do on that series is the people they're interviewing paint something, and then they feature the painting. And instead for ours, they featured all the Drink and Draw stuff.
I had to recreate the Iron Man flying over Seoul Tower, and had to color it on camera. So
you had to do a recreation of your own work that you had just
I was grumbling a little bit.
I would be too if I were you.
So everything's good for OAX?
Everything is I mean, like I mentioned in the monologue, there's there's a few things still left undone, but by and large I think most things have fallen into place very nicely. I've got a few things to send off to a printer in the next day or two, but beyond that, I got the badges ordered. They went in the mail today, so I'll probably have those by this time next week. Just a few of the other things that we needed. I had to order for the swag bags and stuff. That should be here next week. I'm not going to preview any of that until everybody at the show gets to see.
Let it be a surprise.
I know. Yeah, we got to have a few surprises.
You really want to surprise them? Put a scoop of refried beans in it.
Well, with the cost of granola bars and soft drinks, we may do that inside everybody's swag bag. If you're an exhibitor, we might give you a who knows, some Oreo cookies donated by Team Oreo, and God only knows what else that you can snack on those. Yes. But yeah, no, everything's good. I'm definitely I'm ready.
Art dealers having people eating crummy food around their artwork. Yes.
Yeah, we thought about making sure that like putting out signs that you don't set your water bottle down on anybody's table and those sorts of things.
Oh no, listen, I don't know about some of the other people that are watching out there, but if you've ever had anybody come up to your table where you got your artwork displayed and put their open Pepsi Cola or something right on your table, you freak out.
Exactly.
Because
no one in our group should be doing that, but point them out. Everybody should stand up and point at the person who sets their soft drink down on any artist's table during OAX.
Lout at the top of our lungs. Lout!
Exactly. That's I'm just reading through. Oh, and Casper said that JP just emailed the final auction poster. Well, that's cool. I've not been paying attention to that, but oh, sweet. And it's exactly as Casper instructed. But that came out really good. And Casper, if you notice, he has a reverse Next Comic Art logo on there too. So I'll have to figure out how to get that.
Oh, that's really cool. Did Cass pull up my commissions for this week?
Yes, he did, and I've got those right over here. So
this one took me 2 days. This one was busy, but
was this an OAX commission or one?
It's not an OAX. No.
Okay, I don't remember seeing one with 5 characters in it.
No, this was just ordered from the website, but he wanted these
awesome.
5 specific characters, So yeah, I really had to it was it took a lot of time, but it came out pretty good. Spencer was really upset because he wanted it.
Did you tell him you could do him another one? You could recreate another one for him.
Yeah, like I said, it's like I enjoy myself. It's good. It's actually good to be back to work. Now I can sit down and actually just get up in the morning, have my coffee, and then get to work.
Oh yeah,
it's kind of fun. But I did a couple of recreations for Sean Clancy. These paste ups I had to do in Photoshop because I don't have rubber cement here. I have to, when I get to Jill and Jason's, I have to actually buy some rubber cement and actually do the paste ups for Sean, because he got Keith Pollard to do these pencil recreations. So it's the originals were done by Keith and I, and these are recreations done by Keith and I. And they were lost in the mail because we had him sent to Joey when Joey's back in the States, and then there was a mix-up, and they didn't get to Joey in time for him to leave, so they only showed up last week. It took that long to get him here.
The dumb thing was he was I didn't know he lived in Seattle, so he set it up
because he flew out of Seattle.
And I drove to Seattle with my family and spent the day there, and then I was like, I could have just come and gotten them from you.
And listen, I got to tell these art collectors out there, the people watching, having inked Keith for 4 decades, guy still got it. I mean, the guys, his pencils are still like they were first rate,
really tight.
Yeah, tight, first rate. He's still got his juice, man. He's as good as he ever was. So, you should, if you're a fan of Keith Pollard's work, you should.
Does he have a website or something that I can't say?
Well, I don't know. I have to ask Sean. Is Sean watching?
If he is, he's on Facebook. I haven't seen him comment yet.
I don't know. Well, he's on once in a while, but the point of it is, you could contact Sean. I mean, it's easy enough. But I'm
Sean
just
knows
saying,
how to reach Keith. Okay.
Yeah. But Keith, I think he might have if he does have a website, I'm going to yell at him. But I mean, he's as good as he ever was. And that's a lot of times when I get people send me stuff to ink like a recreation by somebody. You can kind of tell if they've lost a step or whatever, but Keith is actually, if anything, he's better than he was. I mean, the stuff's just kind of cleaner and has a little more power to it. My inking style has changed a lot since those early days, but it was fun. But anyway, I wanted to give Keith a plug because he's out there doing commissions, and I was impressed with the quality of what Sean sent me. Because for doing it for 40 years, he still has the enthusiasm,
That's awesome. I always wanted a page from Keith's run on Thor. I've got one of his an FF page that was inked by Sinnott, but
he and I did about maybe 15 covers, during the run, So I mean, we were like the regular cover team for a long time. So. But I've always enjoyed. He's a great guy, and I've always enjoyed working with him. But if he's out there, and you guys are Keith Pollard fans, I go look him up because he's still doing great stuff.
All right. Well, I'll reach out to Sean.
Yeah. So anyway, when I get to Jill and Jason's, I got to buy some rubber cement and actually put those together for real. But
are you going to stock up on anything to take back to South Korea?
Oh, God, yes. I told Jason, I go, expect a trip to an art supply store because, like I said, I can't get rubber cement here. And a lot of the colors, I can't get the Copic markers here. they have just like off brands and stuff. So or Prismacolor. I think I get Prismacolor, but I don't know where.
Yeah.
But there's nothing convenient to the location. I'm going to have to take a cab somewhere, Joey. I'm going to get on a bus or something.
Nearby the universities and stuff.
Yeah.
Have in our
but not anywhere here in Donde Mangu.
But
So
then there's small ones everywhere, but they're all kind of limited. It's more like the kind of supplies you'd have for like a kindergarten class.
Yeah.
Or that kind of
Right.
water-based, so you could erase it when the kid draws on the wall or the floor, right? That doesn't really help me.
Erasable pens are popular now. I've heard.
Yeah, but no. So when I get back, I'm going to get. Yeah, I have to stock up on some stuff. I got to buy some pants too, because I've lost so much weight that like nothing fits. I'm like, so I need to get the.
Bob walking through OAX, pulling his pants.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you tell everybody your size, maybe somebody will buy you.
No, I don't want people picking out clothes for me. I'm very particular about that. As you know, I'm a fashion horse.
You do walk the red carpet.
Yeah, exactly. So I have to. I have a certain look, and clothing is something. The drapery, the feel. You gotta try it on for yourself. You can't buy it on Amazon, man. But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff I want to bring back. From the States. Hummus, if I can get it through customs. I miss hummus. You can't get hummus here. Joey finds it every so often at Costco when he goes to supply the restaurant part of his business. But yeah, I miss hummus. Is that weird?
Specific places for it, but it's not in every store.
But I also know that after being back in the States for a month, I'm going to start missing some my Korean dishes a lot too. I've gotten very used to eating Korean. So,
well, I'm gonna make sure I buy you some hummus and get it in your swag bag.
Yeah,
Just fill it up.
Scoop instead of refried beans. Okay,
Stick
Exactly.
celery in it.
Yes, I will draw for hummus. I should have a
You
sign.
you could put that sign up, and somebody would probably run out to a Publix for you.
Well, I think it was all the time I spent in the Middle East, in the UAE and stuff. I just, developed a taste for it, and I love it with raw veggies, just for lunch. And it's like, but
I get it.
It's really hard to find here, So, but anyway, that's the total of it for this week, I think.
All right. Well,
a lot of commissions done, obviously, because of all the other stuff.
that's right. We're going to have to mark you sold out, I guess, on the site, so you can't.
Yeah, mark you sold out because we're going to be moving me.
Yeah, you're moving too. All right.
All
I'll
my
make sure.
be in the other apartment, so I'm just
I'll
going to
take
sleep
care of
here
that.
until the 18th, and then then it turns back into an Airbnb.
All right. Well, you'll be sold out on the site tomorrow, Bob's. But I'm glad you're getting into town in a week, and it'll be a lot of fun to get to hang out with you at OAX. So get those videos over to Casper next week so we can see what it was like in Detroit.
Well, by the time I land, he'll have a few hours to process it before, unless I meet somebody really interesting, and then I'll interview them.
Anything is possible when
You never
Bob
know on
comes
these
around.
international flights. I have a knack for meeting interesting people, so.
All right.
Never know. All right, listen.
Bob, Joey, don't strain your back when you're carrying that stuff down the stairs, and take care of yourselves. Have fun shopping for your new your bed and whatever else you got to pick up there, to get into the new digs.
We're just going to order it. They're going to deliver it and set it up. The great thing about Korea is when you order furniture or anything like that, the crew comes in and sets up the bed for you, sets up the couch, whatever it is. They do it. They hang the TV if you want it hung on the wall. They do all that stuff.
Wow.
It's
Full
very
service.
here. Yeah. Unlike the States.
Yeah. No, let's not talk about that.
It used to be the way in the
Like a
States, but
furniture
now it's
store or
especially in
something.
Florida. You know what the service industry is like in Florida. You don't need,
No.
need to try it.
No, we're not going to talk about that. But all right, Bob, listen, I look forward to getting to hang out at OAX. I'm sure we'll talk. I can't tell you what we're doing on that Thursday before OAX, but I'm not planning on. If I do anything, I might just do a quick live stream from the hall or something like that. But I won't. We won't be doing an interview.
Okay.
So,
All right.
at least that's the
Let's see how
plan.
much hummus he gets for drawing.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, enjoy the rest of your day.
All right. Wish me luck, man. going to be a hell of a week. Wish me luck, guys.
Good luck. Safe travels.
All right. We'll see you at OAX.
All right. So yeah, one more week and Bob will be here in the United States. And we could still say where in the world is he? But let's see. So where are we going from here? I'll tell you what, we might as well just keep talking about OAX. We got lots of different stuff going on there that let's see. Most importantly, I'd say is the we are going to be turning off. I won't make a formal announcement about this because until maybe I could do it tomorrow, but it'll probably happen on Monday. But VIP tickets are definitely sold out. We can sell no more. So we'll be marking that as sold out on the site tomorrow. We hit the limit, and that's a good thing. So we are 100% done there. The link is still on the site though, but it will be off tomorrow. The outside of that, boy, I'll tell you, we've been getting a lot of interesting auction pieces in that I think are going to thrill a lot of you. A good mix of published and new pieces. Andy and Veronica Fish sent scans of their artwork. I got a scan from Charlie Adlard, who's donating a piece that's 100% for the Hero Initiative. I got I think I showed that Sean Gordon Murphy published piece the other day. I got a photograph for you. Did I load that? No, it doesn't look like I did. No, I did. Okay, here you go. Here's a photograph. I had a package arrive today. There it is. That is actually from Mike Allred. There are 2 3x4 foot paintings inside of that, and it came in. It's it's like 8 inches deep, so he packed it really well. And then there's 2 boxes of Madman tchotchkes. So any of the many people who picked up pre-con sketches from Mr. Allred is going to be picking up a few some swag from him. Not only will you get swag from OAX, but you'll get some stuff from Mike as well. But inside that large box are those 2 paintings that he did. One was the Madman painting, and then the other one was the Silver Surfer piece. And again, those were 3 foot by 4 foot tall. And I can guarantee you, anybody who buys those, I will find a way to get them shipped to you. I mean, it might cost a little bit, but the paintings are definitely pretty spectacular. We showed those, I think, last week, and they've been in a few mailings. But yeah, that is huge. Exactly. Yeah, and there's a lot of wood. No bricks on my walls in the house. All wood. Thank you, Marcus. It is a nice package. And yeah, so I'm not even going to open these. I'm going to leave. The box arrived safe and sound, no dents in it. So I'm going to leave it all boxed up and take it over to OAX and open it up there when it's time to hang them on the wall. So yeah, pretty excited about that. I thought about opening up because definitely want to see that Silver Surfer piece in person, but I'm going to end up waiting. The Anthony shipped me the Crotch Goblin, Marcus. So I have that painting as well. I haven't opened that one either. I'm going to leave that in the box and open that up when I get to OAX. And on that one, I'm not sure where that's going. I don't know. I might be shipping that to Marcus after it's all said and done. But Larry wants me to unbox the Allred. I'm not doing it tonight, Larry. I'll tell you that. If I did it, I probably would just record it and then play it. Maybe I'll do it sometime before next week's show just to make sure everything is fine. I guess it's probably smart for me to open it up and make sure it's good. But yeah, I'm not going to do that live. I thought about unboxing the Crotch Goblin since I've never seen it in person either, and maybe hanging it on the wall for a couple days, for a couple live streams. But we'll see. Maybe not. Beyond that, I got an email from Renee, who reps Michael Golden. Michael's obviously going to be at OAX, and he'll be sitting next to Jeff Isherwood, and I think near the Essential Crew. I don't have the floor layout in front of me, but I think that's where we ended up putting them. But Michael Golden will be taking on a few pre-con pieces. If you want to get them in advance, line them up with him. Let's see. I had a couple slides here. What was he doing? He's basically just doing one size. They're 9x12s. And they can either be done on a sketch cover. I guess if it's a sketch cover, it probably isn't something he has handy, but maybe, you never know. A lot of the artists these days have sketch covers available, but he's doing 9x12 single character head sketches for $350. And if you're interested in getting one, you can email Renee at avainc@aol.com. And the $350 for the 9x12s is going to be the same price as what he is doing at the show. And I don't know if he's doing any other sizes than that. She just mentioned to me that Michael will also be doing remarks for 125 as well. And no, not near the 4C crew. We've got them pretty well separated, I think. Not opposing ends of the hall or anything, but not in the same aisle, not next to each other. And we know better than that, Mikhail. So there you have that. So Ava Inc. at AOL.com if you want to get something lined up from Michael beforehand. $350 for his 9x12s, single character headshot. And I had no idea what he charged. I thought that seemed pretty fair. We got plenty of other sketch lists that are still open, though probably most of them are going to be closing soon. We promoted the ones from Essential Sequential last week from Finch and Jones and Stelfreeze and Johnson and Sean Crystal. And I know they got probably 8 or 10. So those are still open if you're interested in getting something from them. I think Stelfreeze got 3 or 4. They were all really cool. So I can't wait to see what Brian does for those. I was half tempted to get something from him as well, but I might not. I'll probably just wait, do it another time. But I did line myself up one for John Beatty. I really like the ink wash pieces that he did, and he's still taking a few of those. I know he already got. He was only going to take 5. I can't recall if he got 2 or 3, but he has a couple more openings. So if you want to get one of those, I think those were $500 and really nice. Again, stuff you're not going to get from John normally. And of course, there's several other people. Dan Brereton's list is still open. Dan's quick. If you want to get something from Dan, I highly recommend it. Everybody knows what his artwork looks like. Yes, I bet he does as well, Mikhail, as far as Golden getting those things out. He's consistent at the end of the day. I mean, you know what you're going to get. It has a puncher's chance, says Marcus. All right. What else we got? I'm trying to think. I should have had OAX open while I was talking about commission opportunities, but there are still several on there. Several got closed in the last week. Both Eric Grove and Miles Wall, who both painting, they filled their lists and closed them last week. See, I'm heading over to OAX just to see if whom I should remind people that are still open here. Other than whom I've mentioned. We still got the Sean Murphy meet and greet. There's still a few spots left for that. You got Govar, you got Moy, Ryan Odagawa, of course, and Sonia have lists that are open. I know both of them got a few commissions in. I did talk with Ken from 4C, and Bill Morrison is not filled up on the 10. I think he got 5. I can't remember what the number is, but there are still those get yourself Simpsonized options that are out there. Ben Templesmith, always Johnny on the spot with his stuff. I'm telling you, nobody turns art around with the level of quality and as fast as Ben does. So if he's somebody you were thinking about getting something from, he's still open. And then you got the next comic crew, Harvey Bond. We've got Mannix and JP still taking some stuff. So a fair number of people's lists are still open. Matt Allison is a champ, man. He did something. I wasn't involved with it. I just heard about it from Kazra. We needed something done for the show, and Matt Allison volunteered to help out with something, and it's going to be something cool that everybody's going to get something related to it, and I won't tell you what it is, but Matt's awesome, and we owe him a huge high five when we see him in person. He's really crankcore. Exactly, Carlos Mo. And the piece that was donated by Mr. Allison is absolutely amazing. Maybe one of the best pages from that the Cankor book. And I can tell you that I'm going to be bidding because it's that awesome. It's I would have been hard pressed, going through the book to say, okay, yeah, I'll get one of these. I mean, you always want to get a good representative piece from somebody, and I'm already getting the Cyclops from him. But the piece he's donated for the auction is unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. So published piece, and it's really, really, really good. Lanyard, Jason says, I'm not sure. Yeah, what we have on the lanyard, we've got there's some logos on that one. Casra mentions that Matt Allison's it's a page he kept for himself and decided to donate to the auction. So that tells you how special this piece of art is. And just so everybody knows, we are going to be releasing. I'm going to be creating an OAX gallery on CAF, and on Monday I will be posting all the auction pieces that we have in there and open them up for proxy bidding. There'll be instructions on there how we're going to handle proxy bidding. So there'll be a mailing that goes out to everybody, so you have a good idea on how we're going to do it. And as everybody knows, we'll take proxy bids for 1 week. We will close so that's on the 15th. We're going to close it the following Monday at midnight, and then everything is floor bidding only after that. But that helps us kind of get to a good starting point, so we can cut to the chase during the auction, because we do have a lot of pieces in the auction. If things go like I think they're going to go, we're probably going to have around 70 to 80 pieces. So that's a lot of artwork to get through. And of course, Jimmy Palmiotti and Nick Barucci are going to be our auction hosts, so they've got their work cut out for them. But yeah, what is this? Jason saying, I thought the dealers couldn't buy like dueling dealer. What? Well, hey, when we'll work all that out. But yeah, pieces that are coming in are fantastic. We got the Brereton piece. If you're an X-Men fan, I think there's a few X-Men fans out there. You're gonna like the Brereton piece. I guarantee you. I'm gonna be interested in that one myself. Aranga did a piece. He didn't even have to. Aranga put a piece in the auction, and that's an X-Men related piece as well. So yeah, we got a whole lot of stuff for the auction, and it's all fantastic. So outside of that, you're going to be getting another PR email about OAX tomorrow, and then there'll be plenty of updates, I think, over the next 2 weeks, just to kind of prime everybody. When we do send out the mailing on that is planned for next Monday, gosh, it seems like there might need to be 2, but for those of you going to OAX, we actually now have our schedules all worked out as far as the reception, when the food's going to be delivered. We've got everything down to the minute now, thanks to this massive document that Casra had to go through today and cross-check and verify every single thing that we're doing and when with the hotel. So that's going to be we'll kind of publish that and send that out to everybody. Let's see, bootlegging says he wants to see Jason win all the X-Men auction pieces. Yeah. And we will be able to take credit card, Jason. I will tell you that. We've got that worked out as well. So Black Viper wants to know if Aranga's shirt design is in the auction. No, as a matter of fact, Aranga's shirt design was done digitally. So no, there is no OA from the shirt design. No, unfortunately not, unless Aranga does a recreation of his digital work. But we're happy that he donated the piece that he did. As far as yeah, such a rigid schedule, man. You guys are seeing it all too, I see. Then again, if you were watching Monday, you would have seen James wear the shirt. Kazra is totally right. The Brereton X-Men piece is pretty awesome. You guys, anyway, so look for a lot of announcements tomorrow and on Monday, and then throughout for the next 2 weeks. A lot of things that are going to be talked about there. Sorry, I'm looking at email. I'm looking at the JP auction poster. It looks really great. So what else we got? Yeah, you could do that, Black Viper. So beyond that, you know what the deal is. We got other things going on. We got best ofs going on right now. I think that's probably the most important thing I should move on to next. So let me go ahead and share a screen here with you all. Best ofs. The posting started last week, and it's going to run through. I know on this thing the date's still wrong because it's coming out of the database. It says the posting ends on the 16th. That is not true. Posting will end on the 18th. I got to get Maureen to update that. I'm glad I saw that again. Reminder on that. But as you can see, we already have almost 1,200 pieces added to the best of. So that's pretty good. I don't know where the heck we ended up last year. I'll have to go back and double check my notes, but I think that's pretty decent. I think we were over 2,000 last time, but we have a whole other week to get things posted to the best of 2023. Gosh, I could have queued it up. We've got a redesigned trophy right now. Maybe I'll show you. I'll find a way to get the image for you. But we basically redesigned the base, so it's not on a rock anymore. It's on something else. And there's a third element as part of it. Chuck's asking about panels. Will there be panels? there could be something on Sunday. We weren't going to do any panels on Saturday, but it's still, I'll be honest, it's undetermined. And at this rate, we're flying by the seat of our pants right now, Chuck, just to make sure everything actually gets done on time. But I can tell you that on Sunday, Alexandra Von Hawk at OAX will be talking about art restoration. She'll probably have a few examples. If anybody wanted to bring any pieces, to the show to talk to her about, she'll be there, I believe, all day. So, but she does have a predefined 1:30 time slot to be in the room where the auctions are, which can double as a panel area if we're going to use it. But she'll be there talking about art restoration, and she probably, I don't know if she can give you quotes on the floor or not, but she certainly will let you know if she can tackle something. I think usually she likes to do a little bit of research on stuff before she gives anybody quotes. Zevia burping challenge. No, there's no plans for that. Jason's going to do his own panels. Well, we know Jason can host a panel or two. 78 watching and only 35 likes. That's too bad. But anyways, back to the best of. How do you submit to the best of? For those of you who don't remember how to do it, underneath your account and collection option, there is a enter the best of 2023. And when you go over to there, we show you everything that has been added to your calf gallery in 2023. So in here, you would come in and pick the category, and I think we have 13 this time around that you want to assign it to. You can only assign 5 pieces from your calf gallery from your 2023 posts. So go in there, you add them all, you click update your selections, and the piece is in there. Now, the thing is, you can change these. Maybe you're kind of fickle, and we haven't reached the deadline of the 18th yet. You can go back and update these to something else, but you can only vote on 5. And if you try to pick more than 5, it'll say it won't take any of them, and it'll make you go back and drop some out till you get to only 5. That's how it works. Pretty simple. But if you have any questions, let me know. I have absolute faith in everyone to get those put together, lined up, done. Voting will happen after that for a 2-week period. And then on Tuesday, the 6th of February, we will present the winners from that. And I know there's been talk about trying to do the best ofs at OAX. I mean, we could one thing at a time, everybody. This is the way things are now. They could always change in the future, but you never know. All right. So what do I got? I do have, let me close this window. I did get a package in the mail. We all love packages around here, right? This is a new t-shirt from Mr. Alex Garcia. As we know, he did several of the Dueling Dealer shirts. He did the Next with the Moidoc shirt, and he did the first OAX shirt from a few months ago. And he's the Billithor, the Mike as Spider-Man that got pulled from TeePublic. I think I've only got the one and only shirt. So I'm opening a package. Everybody drink. Rick Verbanis, maybe Alberto, and he can host the cat panel. I mean, you never ever know. Oh no, what do we got here? That is too funny. It's funny who I thought this first was, and then I thought this was a riff on something else, and now I realize this is a shirt with Kazra on it. Or I'm sorry, Kazra. Kazra is now immortalized on a shirt. Everybody, are you ready? Are you ready for this? This is this is the first. I know Kazra is sitting on the edge of his seat. Look at this. He even got the mustache perfect. Look at that thing. I thought that was like Mario or something. Yeah, look at that. There is Kazra immortalized on a shirt. Well, this isn't for me. This is for Kazra. I wonder if he'll wear it to OAX or not. Maybe, maybe not. We should probably vote on it. Look at that, man. That's going on the on the TeePublic store. Wario. Yeah, it does kind of look like Wario. See, where's Kazra? Kazra's passed out. My new taco truck logo. Yeah, there you go. Well, Alex Garcia, you are a true artiste. We sincerely appreciate everything that you do to make things more fun on this channel. Even James is shouting awesome. James would probably wear this shirt at OAX. That is badass. That is so awesome. Alex, you're the man. Yeah, I love it. That's so great. All right. Well, there you go. James wants to get one. I'm sure there's a few of you who'd like to get one. I'll ask Alex if he's willing to give me the OA, well, the color piece from it. He doesn't always give me some pieces he doesn't like to get printed, but most he has. So it's a me, but yeah, I'll ask him about it, and if so, I can put it in the TeePublic store. So yeah, that way everybody can get it. Will it make Albert Moy jealous? I don't know. Does Albert get jealous of anything? I mean, honestly, I don't think he does. But there you have it. So hey, there was the Heritage auction. The Platinum auction was earlier today. That one Daredevil page did pretty well from Mr. Mandel's collection, right? That was 130 grand. I wasn't thinking that high. I was thinking if it broke 100, that would be pretty awesome, but 130. So Larry says this can't be the first time the Casper's been drawn like that. Probably not. Bring some XL, says James Henderson. Yeah, well, we will work on that. There is I got stuff. Sorry, I'm looking at my email. I see an email question from Mikhail. I'll address that. I'll email you after the show, Mikhail. Yeah, fair warning. But I did watch the whole show, or the whole auction today. It seemed okay. The results, I think, weren't like super overwhelming, but we'll see how the rest of everything goes. Yes, Rick says he'll never own a DD with a major character either. That's I think we're all in that boat, or many of us are in that boat. Okay, but moving right along. 1/30th exactly. He's got a few more Daredevil pages he's got to sell to get that X-Wing covered. Let's see. Quick on the schedule. I haven't been booking anything. I am going to email my regulars about doing a Heritage recap, so probably next Tuesday. But I haven't done that yet. I'll make sure I do that tomorrow and see if I can't line up enough people to do a Heritage recap for next Tuesday. That would be good. We don't have any. I don't have any interviews or any sales shows on the weekends planned until after OAX. We do have a amateur match next Wednesday at 9, and of course it's a kind of a rematch between Jeff and Ken. So I just grabbed their old graphic and kind of cleaned it up a tad, but they're going to be on. Actually, Jeff got me his stuff already. Ken has not gotten me his stuff, but I'm sure I'll have it in time to get the slides and everything together. I don't know if they're going to be making any new memes or if we'll be playing some of the oldies, but we will be doing our amateur match with them next Wednesday. Then what I can guarantee you is there will not be a match the following Wednesday, the week of OAX. No match. I mean, Mike's traveling, most of his art. Mike's got 2 booths, and he's pretty much bringing everything that he has that's priced, and he's probably bringing about a bin's worth of stuff probably that is not on the site. But, so he can't do a show. Anthony is actually flying to Orlando. Is he flying in on Wednesday? Yeah. He and Sharon arrive on Wednesday too. So there is no show on the Wednesday of the week of OAX. So I'm sorry to say that, everybody, but 1 week off won't kill everybody, but it should work out well for us. So Nick Perucci says great page, but wow, exactly. Well, it's one of those ones that it's been sitting in Mandel's collection for so long. Whoever gets that one is going to hold on to that. That's their I'm sure that is their signature piece in their collection of Miller Daredevil. So there you have it. I think that's about all we got. That shirt, man. That's all we got right now. Now, I had a video clip last week to play, but ran out of time. And this was put together by Michael Koch. He's in Tokyo. He went to the Tokyo Comic-Con back in, I think that was like second weekend in December. But he pulled his video together and threw it all together for me, and I just never had a chance to play it because we were so busy in the month of December, whether I was traveling or had too many people on. So I got that from him. The full video is like 12, 13 minutes, something like that. So I kind of cut it in half. It's around 5.5 or 6 minutes, and I'll post the whole thing on the channel sometime before the weekend. There's a time limit on the show. Is there a time limit on the show? Well, tonight it would be good for me to get. I actually have a lot of work that I have to get done before I go to bed tonight, so it wouldn't be terrible if we had if we got done by 11:30 or sooner. But yeah, it is what it is. So let me go ahead and play this video clip. So this is Michael. Michael, I don't think he has a calf gallery. I thought he did, but Michael, he and I have emailed over the years. I know he's an aspiring artist, but he also collects. But I think he's one of those guys that has a collection that, and I could be wrong, but where they feel like they're it's not worth posting the calf, because I've tried to tell him he should do it anyway, but he's one of those guys that kind of holds back and hasn't done it. So here, let me go ahead and play this. I think he kind of gives a bit of narration through it, and he did this. He actually recorded at the Tokyo Comic-Con the year before, but this time he kind of spent most of his time in Artist Alley while he was there. So let me go ahead and play this for you, and I'll have our guest art selector on with me after this.
Avengers Assemble.
So actual comics are being shown, American comics, and there's a Japanese audience, which is interesting. This is Marvel and DC. You see Batman and Spider-Man. And I have seen Deadpool in Book Off a lot. When I'm looking at other books, I see Deadpool around. So maybe they like the character. But this is interesting. I never see Japanese looking at American comics and being engaged. So maybe this is something to learn from. Give them a place to look at, and they may come. This is Shop Pro Books. This might be a store in Tokyo, but look, it's pretty cool. Pop-up store and everything. Okay, this marks the first time I've seen a long box at Tokyo Comic-Con with American comics. I'm looking forward to this. I hope there's deals and everything, but look, it's pretty neat. First time I've seen it, and maybe there'll be many more. Look at this. Wow. I'm so broke I can't afford these, but maybe I'll get one or two. Pay my rent. So there it is. Heritage in Japan. The lady said it's the Heritage based in Texas. HA.com. And they're dipping their toe in the waters with costumes and movie props this Comic-Con. And it is much more populated with new vendors and people like Heritage and Amazon showing up in the Comic-Con. So it's getting bigger. And now that we see Marvel artists, someone like Michael Golden, who a lot of you guys probably recognize from around the Comic-Cons around the country, he's here. He may have come here before. I had a nice conversation with him, and I'll ask him about it. But here is the Artist Alley, and I spoke to CV earlier, and there was a line. Everybody takes a picture with him, chats. As you can guess, he's a super nice guy. And here's how it's set up. I hope to be better with names as each Comic-Con as I go, but it's kind of cute the way it is. You know, it looks like Japanese manga artists and are together with American artists and European artists. I don't see the art for sale, but I see prints. Here's a demo. Nice.
Thank you, guys.
Hit this row. There's Michael Golden over there. One of my artistic heroes in comics. He looks very private, but he's the most approachable guy. He's a good guy. He's easy to talk to. I didn't know he's from Texas. Hi, Michael Bain from the Terminator. Oh, here he is. He was just here. He's taking a photo. Seems like a friendly guy. Hard to say. So this looks like kind of a little bit of a New York setup. Some people are selling original art, which is cool. Hello, hello. America or Europe?
Europe.
Oh, nice, nice.
There you go. So they'll have the rest of it up on the YouTube channel sometime. I don't know if it's tomorrow. Great. If not, it'll be Saturday. So, but thank you to Michael for doing that. So, guess what time it is now? We get to meet the gentleman who you've been chatting with for almost the last 3 years, off and on in the chat here. Let me bring on Mr. Ron Lim. Hey, Ron.
Hey, everyone.
Nice to have you on the channel, man. It's gosh, we haven't seen each other since the San Diego before last. So how you been?
Good. How are you?
I can't complain. Well, I could complain, but it is what it is. Things are great around here. We've got OAX coming up, and it's not dull. I can tell you that.
I can imagine.
Yeah, well, I wish you could be here, but I know you're on the West Coast, so it's not a trip that you can make. We're doing pretty okay, I guess, on our ticket sales. We're around 375. I think we'll probably be close to 450. I think when it's all done, but it will be an annual show, Ron. So
I know. I'm not going to make it this year, but I'm definitely thinking about it for the future.
Good. I mean that would be because I see this as being. I mean, it's a good opportunity to get art, but the opportunity to kind of hang out as a group.
Yep, exactly.
With art collectors, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. But yeah, everybody's Ron Lim, the artist. No, we Knights of Old. You know that.
He wishes.
Exactly. So listen, before we even dive into me doing the CAF update and everything, I mean, tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, you've been in the chat for a long time. I know a little bit about what you do professionally and everything, but how long have you been collecting original art?
I think I bought my first piece. It's either from my best friend's brother or from Albert Moy. And this is in the days when you got printed catalogs, pre-web.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a Kirby piece. And I think it might have been from Albert. And it was a Jimmy Olsen page with a redrawn Superman head.
Do you still have it?
Yes, I do have it.
Oh,
I do have it.
Not many can say they've got the first piece of art they ever bought. That's good. Well,
Yeah.
What year was around? What time period was that?
I don't even remember. Over 20 years ago.
I would say it's 90s, sometime in the 90s.
Yeah.
All right. Because I remember, seeing your name in the, different places when I first started collecting. So I know you had and I started around 98. So
The Yahoo groups.
yes, exactly. Back and it was always back then too. Oh my God, Ron Lim is in our group. No, it's not that Ron Lim. So believe me, everybody, this has been going on for 24, 25 years. It's nothing new.
Yeah, I've been around.
Yeah. you know, so we're not gonna show any pieces from your collection, but you know, I mean, how's collecting art been going for you for the last 3 or 4 years? Are
It
you
was
as active as always, or did you kind of slow down a little bit during the pandemic?
it was really big at the beginning of the pandemic because I sold my dad's house, his home, so I
Oh,
was flush. I was flush, and then the pandemic hit. Like we sold the house, and I was like, I'm going to go to San Diego, and I'm just going to point at shit. I'm going to be like, yes, yes, yes. And then the pandemic hit, and there was no San Diego.
exactly.
So it kind of screwed me up, and I ended up buying a lot of stuff in auctions and online. But I never got the satisfying moment of just going to Comic-Con and pointing at things.
And just feeling like a high roller, right?
Yeah, no, I had a crap ton of money, and I didn't get to do it in person, which was a bummer.
Man, see, you contributed to the rising prices, all that crap ton of money that you had. You were like, okay, yep, I'm not even going to haggle on that one.
I totally did. I totally did.
Oh man, well that's I had no idea, but that's cool. Mikhail said you have a very well curated collection, and that's true. I mean, you've gotten, you know, you got that great Simonson piece, you know, which not many people can say they've got, you know, something as nice as that. I mean,
Yeah.
that to me is like one of the standout pieces from your collection, because I was always envious to see that. I mean, and I don't even remember, how did you get that piece?
Clan McDonald,
Oh,
who are on Facebook, they did some auction for Linda Blair's animal charity, and I bid thinking I wasn't going to get it, and I think I won 3 or 4 of their auctions, which
gee.
was great and also sucky because I had to lay out a ton of dough. Um, but considering I was expecting nothing more than pencils, I didn't know what I was getting.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I saw him posted, I was like, I think that's mine. Is that mine? It's fully inked. Is that my piece? And of course it was. And I totally felt like I got a bargain after that.
Yeah. I mean, I have no idea what you paid for it, but if you're saying that, then you know it's true. I've always wanted to get something like that from him, but you've seen what his charity auction pieces go for, whether he's doing the one at Reed Pop in New York or the Baltimore Hero auctions. I mean, those go $16,000, $17,000, $18,000, and you know, I mean, sometimes multi-characters on there, but still, I mean, that's, yeah, everybody wants one, so it doesn't matter if it's a single character or more. I mean, it's always going to be high demand, right? I mean,
I paid way less.
well,
Way less.
you're making me feel miserable.
Yeah, no, I was after I saw what some of those New York pieces went for, I was like, whoa, I got a huge bargain.
Mm-hmm. I know. I always regret. Remember, I think it was through Scott Dune. No, was it may have been Scott Dunebeer, that thing that he did at San Diego one year.
Yeah.
And those were really modestly priced too. That meet and greet for like 10 people. I don't even remember what it was, but it wasn't a lot.
No,
And
it wasn't, but they were mostly headshots. They weren't.
they were like, yeah, they were kind of like from here up, but still, I mean, but they were well done. They were inked. They weren't like his marker commissions that you can, you know, or sketches that you can get at shows. They were inked. And if he's putting ink to paper, I'll take that any day. But for the price, I kick myself for not doing that. I mean, I was there that year. I mean, and I don't think it sold out right away either, which is crazy. But that was kind of the beginning of those sorts of you know, meetups and that you would do with an artist. I mean, they're commonplace now, right? The VIP meetup with an artist, and you're going to get a sketch. When they did that, I remember just thinking, that's really weird. You know, I mean, it's not something that I had ever thought of doing. You know, I paid to get a Stan Lee, get a meet and greet with Stan Lee to get a signature and a photograph, but the idea of sitting down with any artist, you know, for whatever it was, $750 or whatnot, just seemed foreign. And yeah, I regret that to this day.
Well, part of it's like, I think it was a dinner. So part of it's like, that's a long time. What are we going to talk about? I almost feel intimidated to like have a meal with him.
I know, but I'll tell you right now, I would do it in a heartbeat. It's like,
yeah.
And I'd probably pay a couple $1,000s for that. I mean, because again, I mean, it's just, you know, you don't know what you don't know. But back at that point, yeah, I probably felt the same way. You're right. It was a dinner, it was a hangout, and you figure I'm going to be around people I don't know. And I think it was Dunebeer, but I could be wrong. But I remember I didn't know him very well back at that time either. So yeah, oh well.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, I mean, well, it's like I say, it's good to have you on here, and we've
Thanks
got
for having me.
got the 10 picks that you did, but we're going to kind of go through my usual my update. I'm going to show off some of the 10 heritage pieces that I picked to feature, and I did those kind of late today. So let's see. I'll just go ahead and let's see. I got to switch a couple screens here. Stop that one. Share a new one. But yeah, that was cool when we were soliciting people to come in. You volunteered. I thought there's no way that Ron's going to join me, and here
I didn't know what I was volunteering for. I heard it. I was like doing something else, and I heard somebody say something, and I said, "I'll do it." And then I realized, oh, it's for this. Damn it! I got to pick 10 pieces.
Yep, exactly. It takes a lot of time, doesn't it? I mean, to go through everything. I don't envy Chris Snork doing it as often as he does it, but you have an art background. We didn't talk a little bit about you. I mean, your primary job is in graphic design, right?
Yeah, advertising marketing. I'm an art director.
Has that been like your full-time career since college, or?
Pretty much, because in high school I wanted to be a comic book artist, but I knew there was no money in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just was like, well, I'll do advertising. And when the other Ron Lim started publishing, all I heard was, "Is that you?" Because everyone in high school knew me as a comic book artist. Mm-hmm. So everyone assumed it was me.
Got it. They thought they knew comic book royalty. And hey, it's I never get dull of people asking if you're the Ron Lim. I'm waiting for that response.
Well, only the weird thing is, so I go to Comic-Con, I'm wearing my badge, it says Ron Lim. And early on, people were like, "Oh, Ron Lim." And then after about 3 years, people go, "Ron Lim." And I'd say, "I'm not the artist." And they go, "No, you're the Spider-Man art collector." There's like, at a certain point, it rolled over and everyone knew me for me.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Well, that's that's the power of CAF then, right? People getting to see the artwork that's in your collection. So that's awesome.
For sure.
Became a celebrity without even having to go on camera.
Right.
So hey, all right, we'll dive into my my heritage picks. Obviously, the heritage auction's going on right now, and it's kind of wild. When I went to check it, they actually have like 340 pieces in the weekly auction this week. I mean, that's usually they only have like 240. So I'm not sure why they have. I didn't go through them all. I didn't have time, but I just thought that was an odd number given that it's a signature auction week. Usually, you think they would kind of tone it down, but here's my first pick is a Jaime Hernandez Love and Rockets issue 2 page. I kind of picked it more for the historical significance of the idea of getting a page that early from the run. And clearly the other people must feel the same way. It's already over $4,000 and only been on for less than 24 hours. So I thought that's pretty cool. I mean, art wise, I mean, it's early for him. It's not as maybe not that polished Love and Rockets style that he pretty much got to pretty early on. But I think it's cool to, for anybody who's a fan of the run, getting a page that early from Love and Rockets would be a feather in their cap. That's for sure. And yeah, Tim even said, yep, it's there's also, there is a second page from there. And I think there's even a pinup or something, I think, as well. But this next one I didn't pick for Alberto, but it is a cap page. It's a Lee Elias cap page. Everybody knows I love Lee Elias, and I've always been wanting to get one of his vintage war pages from the mid to late 50s or 60s, and I haven't quite found it yet. And then to see Lee Elias working on a Marvel book and a cap page, no less, I just thought, well, it's rare enough that I might as well show it off. Black Cat. I'd love to get a Black Cat page, Tim. But honestly, I still want a war page more. But Black Cat, I would go. That'd be my second title. I'd probably want to get something from him. But those don't come up as often as I'd like either. Then this gentleman's going to be at OAX. So I thought, and I love Mafood's work, a Girl Scouts page. His style is just awesome. I think compositionally, we've looked at Mafood's work before, and he's just got a great page layouts, approach. I just think his storytelling is really fantastic. I love his style. Very, very indie, independent kind of a Zine feel that he's always had. So I had to go with this because Heritage. I can't say that they've had a lot of Mafood artwork, published artwork before. There several pinups we've seen in the past, but published work not too often. Let's see. Next up, a Jay Lee piece. This is an X Factor page. This is kind of like right up Jason's alley, I think. A lot of zipatone on this one. Maybe James might like this one. It's Jay Lee and Al Milgram, Executioner Song Storyline, and it's from issue, I can't read the URL, 85. So issue 85. But a good page. A lot of people really prefer Jay's style from this era. See, James likes this style. I knew it. But yeah, I mean, this is when everybody, when you learned about Jay Lee, I mean, it was during like this run and his Submariner run. So there's a lot of people who are fans of this era of his work. So yeah, very nice piece here. Next up, oddly enough, I picked a Keith Pollard page. So a Pollard Sinnott page. Like I said, I have an FF page from Pollard Sinnott. I like this one just because it had Doom in it, and it's got that weird Rocky thing, the soft Rocky thing. Never understood that that version of the thing. I don't think I was reading it at that time, but I thought having a Pollard Sinnott page from the run that had a nice couple panels with Dr. Doom in it was worth it. See, yeah, there's like what was Tim with 334 pieces in their auction. It's hard not to miss some of the stuff there this go around. Let's see. So that's half of them down. So we got a Dan Brereton piece. I mean, I love Dan's stuff. This was from, it says a paperback anthology cover. I don't know from what, maybe it's some miscellaneous horror sort of thing, but I mean, Dan's stuff is just awesome and so well suited to doing anything spooky or Halloween themed or you name it. So Dan's pretty damn amazing, and I love this piece. Reminds me that I really need to get need to get more art from him. But like we said, there is a great X-Men piece by Dan in the OAX auction. Then I picked this because it's Thor, and I knew everybody would appreciate that. A Ken Barr Marvel Preview 10 prelim cover that it's actually really pretty well done. Got a couple skulls in it. I think Maureen would let me buy this one if I really, really, really wanted to. She let me have that one. But I kind of like this. I mean, as a cover prelim, it's pretty solid. I mean, yeah, I know what the published image looks like, so the colors are, and the finish, of course, is a bit different, but I like it as a prelim, and it's only $130. I'd like to think that's probably going to end under $1,000, so it might be something I throw a bid on. You never know. Then Fastener Larson. I never get tired of their stuff, even non-color piece, black and white, ink tones here, ink wash. And the thing that made me laugh when I saw this one, weren't we just talking about, somebody said something about bondage with a snake? There was a piece of art we were looking at the other day, and sure enough, as I'm going through the heritage lots, you end up with a Fastener Larson snake bondage scene. So I'm not saying that's the next Aquabong theme or anything like that, but I did find that rather comical to see this artwork in there. Yeah, silicone. Okay, T. Gleason, it could be. You never know. It could be the gravity where she's at is a little bit lower. I don't know. But Fastener Larson, I always love their stuff. And apparel, I'll tell you, Jim Aparo is really growing on me. I hate to say it. I mean, I know all you DC guys know that Aparo's work is fantastic, and of course I appreciate it. But the more I see his interior work, I like it. I'm liking his stuff more and more and more. I mean, this is a Phantom Stranger page, but I mean, it's wonderful. It's like when you look at the composition and the use of blacks and the way he's kind of worked on the architecture in the second page. I mean, there's I love his stuff. I'm loving it more and more. So DC is the best, Jason says. We know Jason's a convert, as is Alberto. But yeah, this is a really, really, really nice page. So Aparo has grown on me over the years. I know Nick Brucci's is a huge fan of Aparo's work, but he's somebody I'm so even Nick says great page. It's just awesome. And look at that. You can anyway, I love it. I might, and I won't be bidding on it, but I think it's a good page. And then last but not least, we got a Paul Gulacy, Jimmy Palmiotti Catwoman page. Anything that Gulacy does, I love. Doesn't matter whether it's DC or Marvel. I just always love his work. And here's a pretty nice page inked by Jimmy, who will be co-hosting the auction with Mr. Nick Barucci. So there you have it. Those are my 10 heritage picks for the week. And again, there's plenty of more decent stuff out there with another 324 pieces to look at. There. See, I got through all that, Ron. Was there any? Do you pick anything up? I've actually never won an auction at Heritage.
I have. Well, during the pandemic when I was flush, I won a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
I was a big spender. I was a big spender in the early pandemic.
So they were happy to send you their catalogs and everything.
Oh, I still get the catalogs. I weigh a ton. I've got all these piles of catalogs now.
Yeah, well, it's they're not bad to have. I get them, but well, that's only because I asked for them. But I think well, that's cool. But but are you a frequent buyer now? I mean, with them, or do you just?
I bookmarked a lot of stuff in the platinum, but I'm not planning on buying anything. I'm more tracking to see what my stuff is worth.
Well, that's that's a wise way to do it. Definitely. Yeah. Let's see. So now, you know what I have Nick Barucci. Speaking of Nick Barucci, I've got his preview to play. And of course the EXP is tomorrow at 7. I don't know my schedule yet. But Nick asked me to join him. James is going to be joining Nick on the EXP tomorrow. They're going to be talking about OAX a little bit. I'm just not 100% sure yet, Nick, but I will definitely try to pop into the show tomorrow if I can. But I'll let you know tomorrow morning. But Nick has a show tomorrow at 7 o'clock on the XP, on YouTube, on Facebook, everywhere. And I've got the preview here of the artwork that he's going to see. Walden Wong art. Yeah, it's not that Ron Lim, Walden. But send the CEO. Yeah, I could send the CEO. Wait a minute. Yeah, the CEO right here. Look at that. Now, you're a graphic designer. And what do you think of that drawing right there, Ron? Not too bad, right?
It's pretty good like this.
Isn't it? I mean,
I don't know if I'd wear that on my chest, but yeah, it's good like this.
Well, he's got him with the ball cap. Obviously, Kazra goes nowhere without a ball cap on, and he's a MODOK fan. Yes. So all right, let's go ahead and play the EXP so we can see what artworks Nick will be offering tomorrow.
This Friday, January 12th, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, on the Original Art Experience, we are going to have a special guest. We've had special guests before. We've had Kavi. We've had Joseph Arthmeyer, my nephew. This may be one of the more high-profile special guests we'll have. I think we might even have had Ken Hazer. This artist, up there. So it's going to be cool. It's going to be exciting. Some commissions will be taken. Some of his art will be shown, although it's not here yet. I will get some of his art. So anyway, Amy, should I talk about the artist or the art first? Which one?
Can I give him a hint on who the artist is?
Give a hint.
One of my favorites.
It's one of Amy's favorites. I'll give a second hint. He did a little gift for her. So some people may remember. So I'm going to drag this out a little and we'll come back to that. So Friday, I was asked to bring one more Ale Garza cover. So I have one more Red Sonja Witchblade cover to come on Friday. Then I have a Sheena cover on Friday. Then I have 2 brilliant Mark Bagley pages. And who knows? Maybe I'll make them under $100 each. Maybe I'll even make them $50. One of them. I can't do both, I don't think. We'll see. You have to tune in Friday. Then we have this Carlos Pacheco, Uncanny Avengers. I think this is the page that we were supposed to have and we didn't have. We had the other page. I'm a mess. Amy was probably not here. That's why I got screwed up. I've never had Roger Robinson that I can remember. Gorgeous Azrael page. I'll probably bring this in under 200. You never know. Dale Eaglesham, Villains United. Then I've got more Dale Eaglesham with Green Lantern 159. And let me just see one little thing here. It'll be under $200. And look at all this. That's pretty cool. The Spawn the Dark Ages, maybe it'll finally make it this Friday. Then we have Fernando Paso, and look at this detailed Green Lantern. And you get the patch that goes there because there were corrections. Speaking of Ken Hazer, we are going to have these incredible commission cover art on Batman #1 reprints. We're going to have Alex Ross art. We're going to have Joseph Arthmeyer art. And it's Miles Morales. And this time he's not here to change his mind. Then we'll have this commission cover art by Joe Del Beato Mariano Nicieza from a Frank Miller inspired. Then this awesome Flash 4 connecting covers by Joe Del Beato Mariano Nicieza. And we might have a few more pieces. So, I'll give you one more hint before I say his name. 3 letters in the first name, 3 letters in the last name. So let's see. Who could they be?
I think they know by now, actually.
Ron Lim? 3 letters, 3 letters. Jim Lee? Second shortest name in comics. You know what the shortest name in comics is? Al Vey. Only 5 letters. Alright, I'll say it. It is Jay Lee. So we will have Jay Lee live on the air. He'll be taking commissions. We'll have some of his art. It's going to be really cool. So, Friday, January 12th, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, only on the Original Art Experience. And hit that thumbs up and share. Sharing is caring. And Amy, Jay, and I will see you on Friday. Have a great one, everybody.
There you have it. I know that music never gets old. So tune in tomorrow to hang out with Nick and Jay Lee. So sounds like fun. So now we can really get into the calf update and get things ironed out here. So dealer sales last week, slow week for dealers, $211,000 in sales from $312 the week before. So down $100,000. Anthony led the charge. Now that hasn't happened of late too often, but he had 46,000 in sales compared to 43 from Albert. And Felix had 35. Comic Art House. I mean, how is that? I'm gonna have to talk to Bob Shaw about that. I don't think we've ever said Comic Art House before, but 16 sales and 34,000 in sales. I don't get it. Maybe he only does 1 art drop a year. I have no idea what the heck's going on over there. But let's see what else we got. Panel Page had 21,000 in sales, and then Berkey had 17. Now, of those, and I'm looking at this list, the first 2 items are coming from Comic Art House, so that's interesting. I wonder if they're we're going to find out what they are, because I actually didn't put together the video that we're going to show right now here. So let's see, top 6 sales from dealers last week. As we just said, just 211 in sales, but there is a Dan Davis cover. This one right here. It's listed as $20,000. Is that I don't know anything about that. Stars and Stripe issue 0 cover, 20,000. Interesting. And then we have a page from that, a DPS, the title page DPS from the same book from Dan Davis and Lee Motor at $10,000. I'm not familiar with the book, but there you have it. Then, wow, we get Michael Golden's name has come up numerous times today. Marvel Fanfare issue 1. Everybody knows this page. You've seen this one before. You've read Marvel Fanfare over and over. This one went for $8,500 by Albert. Then another one by Albert. This is Conan versus Rune, issue 1, page 4. Unmistakably Barry Windsor Smith. Then Brave and the Bold page by Mr. Joe Kubert. No Hawkman on this one, but that's all right. This one went for $6,500, sold by Albert. And then this one was sold by Berkey. This is Crimson Plague poster art that was used on 2 different covers. He sold this one for $6,000. And I know, I remember Mike picked up a bunch of Perez art from the estate or something like that. I can't remember, but I know when I was there over the holiday, he had boxes, like FedEx boxes of George Perez, like old art. Some of it was prints and things, and photocopies of stuff, and then a lot of different originals. But I really didn't. Colin says first appearance of Stargirl. Well, there you go. That's exactly why I did. So did Jason. Everybody and Nick. See, now I'm reading backwards through the chat. Yeah, That's what you get when I'm reading from a script and not reading the chat. You could have told me, Ron. Did you know that?
I didn't know that, but I'm not a big Stars and Stripes person, so to me, it's like, okay, shrug.
All right, yeah, no, I didn't know either, but well, there you go. And I wouldn't even then. I mean, is Stargirl that popular? I guess she must be. Oh, but that is true. Lee Motor is no longer with, but still, I had no idea. I mean, I guess that's why if there's no market data out there for it, it just makes the stuff more scarce. And it is DC.
Marcus is right. It's DC. That's why I didn't know or care.
we have a lot in common, Ron. So had her own TV show. I do know that. But did I ever watch it? No, of course not. It was DC. I watched Doom Patrol. I can tell you that, and of course I saw most of the DC movies. But the TV shows, Maureen loves that stuff. She watches all of the the Teen Titans and she loved Alfred and she's totally into it. I know nothing. But what do we got here? Okay, auction results, and then we can get on to our picks here. So I'm getting a lot of emails. Let's see, auction results from last week. Pretty standard, $308,000 last week compared to $239 during the last week of 2023. So about a return to normal. Heritage made up 109 of that, and eBay made up the rest. So eBay definitely had a better week than usual. I'll go ahead here and take a look at the top 3 sales from eBay and then the top 3 sales from Heritage in here. So again, 308,000 total for the week. First up, and I think this was actually wanted to make offer, but I didn't go look at the what the offer price was. Listed at $3,500. This is by George Perez. It's 27, and I think these usually go for more in the $2,500 range, but so that wouldn't surprise me. Then Nestor Redondo Swamp Thing from Volume 3. This is issue 11 page, went for $3,500. And then a Mike Plug Lord of the Rings oil painting. This one had several bidders on it and went for $3,307.75. It's I think it was it was Frodo and the Ring or something like that. I can't remember what the title of it was. Then you have a Brom painting. This I don't know what year, but it's definitely early Brom. This one went for $7,200. Then a Michael Bear, Jeff Isherwood Star Brand cover. Went for $4,800. So there's definitely some Star Brand fans out there. And there was a Chuck Jones, Dr. Seuss Grinch storyboard page or artwork that went for $4,800. So we don't see those too often. But hey, there's a lot of Grinch fans out there and people who enjoy Christmas art. I watched the Vampire Diaries, says Marcus. And Riverdale. Nope, can't say as I've seen either one of those. I hate to tell you, Marcus. I haven't even watched Loki yet. Then the second one. So I feel terrible about that because I've actually been wanting to see that. I skipped She-Hulk. I skipped what were whatever like it feels like the last 3. I haven't seen the new What If yet.
Way behind.
I am very, 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 very far behind. I didn't watch the Captain Marvels when they came out, but I went to the movie. But I think that's about the time I stopped watching them. So I have a lot of catching up to do. And Gilmore Girls nor Golden Girls are on my radar. All right, so we can now. It's your time to shine, Ron. Now we get to talk about the artwork that you picked last week. So let me go ahead and cue that up here. Let's see this one here. All right. So let me resize this just a little bit. Try to get it this way. There we go. So first up, we have a Jim Mooney early Marvel team up page.
Yeah, I just love the line work on this. And, you're talking about someone in the comments said Aparo kind of followed up Adams at DC. And this is how I kind of feel about Mooney and Romita.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to me, he was a good successor to Romita on Spider-Man. I know this isn't a Spider-Man page. It's a team-up page, but still love the line work, love the inking on it, everything.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting a page from Marvel Team Up in this era.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've looked around. I mean, it's either this. I like the early pages, and then I like John Byrne's run on Marvel Team Up. So I'd be happy with any of those. You're not going to tell me that do you have a John Byrne page from Team Up at all?
No.
No.
I think that Byrne era is like beyond my price.
But you were collecting in the 90s. You did.
But I wasn't. You know, you never know. You don't know in hindsight. It's easy to say. You know, I would have bought like four or five Dark Knight pages had I known what I know now. I mean, come on.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I hear you. But so the opportunity was there. But no, this is a very nice page. I like Mooney's work. I mean, I really do. And the inking on this is pretty solid as well. I like it. So, and whose calf gallery was this? Jay Arish. So, a member for like almost 19 years. My goodness, thank you, Jay, for being on the site for that long. First appearance of the Man Killer. Remember that was. No, good pick there. Yep. Then what do we got? And Ed Emschwiller. I know
who that is.
I've seen the name because it's kind of that era of kind of pulp sci-fi artists like Virgil Finlay and others. But this is pretty cool piece.
I just love the textures in the hair and the cross hatching on the face. I'm not familiar with his work or what comic this is from, but when you're browsing galleries, that one the thumbnail popped out immediately.
Oh yeah. No, I mean it looks like an etching, right? The way it's been handled. And
look at the hair. Look at the strands of hair. That's crazy.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out I thought this might be white out, but it doesn't look like it. I'm not sure. Or he might. He's probably scratched.
Yeah, I think he did some scratch outs.
Interesting.
I think the hair is scratched too, at least on the left side.
I believe you're right. That's cool. Huh. No, that's very, very, very well done.
Yeah.
And let's see, who is the proud owner of this one? Bruce W. All right, Bruce W. Congrats on that one. Now you got. I've got to check. How many Ed Emschwiller pages do we have on CAF? 113. My goodness.
And
wow.
None of the other pieces look like that piece.
No, not at all. That's interesting. Most of the other pieces, almost all the pieces are colored.
Yeah.
He's pretty solid. I mean, that there's some good work here.
Very pulpy.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's a good one. Glenn Crane. Look at if Glenn Crane has a lot of a particular artist in his calf gallery, it's good because he's definitely a top shelf collector. Let's see here. Next pick, Alan Douglas. Alan, why'd you pick this one?
I just love the lighting and the color on it, and the way that bell is lit. It's so painterly. It's so beautiful. I love the lighting on the bell.
Yeah, Alan I've met him numerous times at that IX show in PA. He's a fantastic painter. He really is. And if you're not familiar with his work, I've definitely and you like this painting, I would encourage everybody to kind of just Google Alan Douglas artist, and you'll get to see he's done a lot of like these cryptid paintings of animals and things, and they're really, really, really well executed stuff. And he's really talented. And I don't think he's like broken into doing, like getting into like Magic the Gathering artwork where most people that's where they mature to when they're doing work like this. I can't say that I've seen him do work there, but but he is very, very, very talented, and just one of the nicest guys to chat with. Younger too. He's probably
soft glow behind the owls in the upper right. Just beautiful.
Yeah, this is really nice. Well, see, now I want to see. I bet you Alan doesn't have hardly anything on calf. Well, okay, I lied. He's got nine pieces on there. But he's fantastic. So, all right. Now this is. I knew that this was one of Felix's. Felix got this baby, and I remember we highlighted this one on Heritage because I thought it was so darn cool. But early Nexus.
I know. I mean, I love Steve Rude. I've never been able to get an early Nexus. I've commissioned him a bunch to the point where I basically tell myself stop commissioning him because you just at a certain point you got to spread the money around. But yeah, I love Rude, and this is a great page. Plus, you get the badger in it.
Right,
on this
exactly.
crossover.
Yeah, I remember when we saw this piece, it was just kind of shocking how cool it was, and you knew it was highly desirable. And if Felix picked it up, I mean, Felix has nothing but, I mean, when if Glenn Crane has top shelf stuff, as far in across many genres, Felix's stuff is like it's out of reach. I mean, he always gets like any examples that he picks up are just fantastic. So this definitely ended up in the right person's hands.
He has stuff that he doesn't even post. That's crazy.
I'm envious of the man. Right place, right time, right? I mean, Felix, but you get that from having been around a lot, collecting for a while, and he's made a lot of great connections. And when certain pieces you sometimes get really lucky to pick up that don't even get on the market, right? I mean, they just know you're the right person for the right piece. So
he's definitely one of those guys that people call and he gets stuff offered to him.
Well, it makes sense. Yeah. I wish I was at that level, but I do get. I'll be honest. I get emails whenever there's a good elementals page on eBay or somewhere. And I appreciate it. Everybody. I usually get like 4 or 5 people send me an email. They're like, "Bill, did you see that Willingham elementals page?" Yes, I've seen it.
Everyone thinks of you when they see Willingham. For sure.
I'm waiting for them to, but I want that private one, somebody to say, "Bill, I have found that dwarf with a battle axe, and I've got it for you. It's a special price. It's going to cost you, but I got it." That's the email I'm waiting for. So, all right, let's see. Pick number 5, Tom Durenick.
I had to choose him because I feel like he's super underappreciated. He's just got this workman-like. He's just a hard worker. His art's beautiful. It's great. He way underprices himself. He's always on Facebook, and he's got stuff for like $150, $250, just crazy, ridiculous, detailed piece like this. I bet this was not more than $200 or $300.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I'm always kind of late to Tom's posts, but I am, like you just said, I'm always surprised at his pricing. But to each their own, right? I mean, some artists value their art a little bit more than they should, and it's harder to sell. But I bet you Tom moves a lot, and he's probably pretty happy with that. He's been around. He's in the business for long enough. He probably has a lot of art to sell. So, but I like his style too. And I mean, I assume this was probably a commission or.
It might be just every time there's a show, he just stockpiles. Like he'll post, "I have these 20 pieces for this weekend."
Huh. Yeah, it's listed as a double page splash, but it's probably just it's probably like a twice up commission piece, but still really well done. Yeah. And again, he's been doing that's right. Whenever he does a drawing lately, he tries to digitally color it too. So so when this guy got this, he got the digital colors too.
But look at the sky, all the cross hatching behind Spider-Man's butt, behind the Green Goblin. Detail.
Well, Tom knows his stuff. I mean, a great perspective shot, and you get the Goblin in there too. So well done. And again, who do we got here? Oh, is this? Yeah, it's Byron's. Okay. Then. Yeah, I like this one when I saw this get posted.
Yeah, I mean, you see a early Byrne X-Men, you just have to pick it. It's Byrne. I think it's isn't it Byrne and Austin or just Byrne and Olaf?
No, Austin Inks. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Olaf.
And I'm not, I know Olaf went on this crazy coloring kick, but since this looks like a con commission, I felt like, okay, I'm not going to mark off points for having the art colored. But yeah, this one is one of those ones you pick just because you think, oh, I wish I had it. It's a I wish I had it pick.
Heck yeah. No, I mean, I have a Byrne like Phoenix, just pen and ink from this era, but would I love a whole team? Heck yeah.
Yeah.
So
no a page now.
Right, exactly. I mean, I was a little surprised. There were 2 pages from Byrne out today in the platinum. I think it was only 2. The one that was the first appearance of Dazzler, I think only went for like 45, and that's actually kind of low for a Byrne X-Men page today, especially one that's a first appearance issue.
Yeah.
The one from 137, I think, went for like 70. I could be wrong.
In the 60s or low 70s.
Yeah. Yeah, but either way, I mean that's about where you'd expect it. But the Dazzler
Right.
page I thought would have gone for higher. But no, this is a great piece. This was James Henry. I mean James definitely is a John Byrne fan. I know that I think we had James on. Gosh, when was that? Like a year ago, and I think we showed several John Byrne pieces in his collection. So it's kind of like a no-brainer that he would go for this from 1980. Looks like right there in the signature.
Right in the prime.
Yep. Okay, so 56K with the juice on the one and 87 with the juice on the other. I'm sorry, I always forget the juice, Jason, but I got it. Next up, Kent Williams. Kent Williams is that.
Look at this crazy Batman. I mean, I got in close earlier, right before the show, and I was like, it looks like he's wearing jeans.
It does, yeah. Cargo pants, at the very least.
Cargo pants to hold all the bat gear. And then he's got like a web belt, but there's still a logo on the little brass buckle.
Well, he bought it probably at Toys R Us. I don't know.
He
But
painted it on himself.
But I love Kent Williams stuff, man.
Yeah.
His style is kind of unmistakable, and he's masterful. I mean, him, Pratt. I mean, there's some
Moose,
guys.
all those guys.
Yeah, I mean, they're all kind of that similar school and style, but yeah, this thing is beautiful.
Jordashi. Jordashi.
And this is Larry's piece. I didn't even see. I didn't know Larry picked this piece. Larry, man.
I didn't look at anybody the owners of each piece. I just picked it based on the work.
That's good. I tend to not, at the end of the day, like when I actually compile it, I'll sometimes see that I pick 2 and sometimes 3 pieces from the same guy, and I'll always be like, all right, I might do a little editing at that point.
Right.
But no, this is great, Larry. I mean, I know you do. I know Larry's got some color pieces in his calf gallery, but boy, this is a great piece. And he says really large. I was actually just going to say, does it list the size on the piece? Because I think
Really large painting.
It doesn't fit. What size FedEx pre-size box did Larry have to get to put that one in? Inquiring minds want to know. Let's see here. But yeah, that's great, Larry. I mean, shoot, that would I'd be pretty happy with that piece. Then a Struzen piece.
Yeah, I mean, another guy I wish I had a piece by.
Mm-hmm.
And I missed my chance to commission him because for years he was doing commissions. And by the time I actually had any money, he was retired.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
Yeah. But
we were
just to get a prelim from one of the movies is amazing.
Definitely. Yeah, no, Struzen's amazing. Ben Stevens runs his Galactic Gallery in Texas that has all of Drew's work at it. And I do believe Ben is going to be at our OAX show, but I don't think he's got a ticket yet. So, but he's told us he's coming. And next year he wants to set up, so I thought that's pretty cool. Because I'll be honest, I don't know if I think I've actually seen a few Struzens that Mike's had for sale, but not like this. More like really rougher pieces to movies I didn't even know what they were from. I'd love to see some pieces, like this in person. I mean, he's just amazing. If I could ever, I don't know where in Texas the gallery is, but if I was anywhere near there, I'd love to swing by because seeing some of his finished paintings in person would be pretty darn incredible.
Galactic Gallery does have some nice Struzen Three Stooges. Remember those Franklin Mint dishes?
I do. Yeah. His stuff is unbelievable.
It's tempting. I wish I loved the Stooges a little more.
Mm-hmm. And who was the proud owner of this piece? Pat L. Pat's got a very good collection posted to CAF. But that's a winner right there. And it's funny. I missed Yoda in there, but kind of makes the whole piece. Shoot. Let's see here. Now this is a Kurt Caesar is the name of the artist.
Again, I don't know anything about Kurt Caesar, but I saw the line work on this, and it almost looks. It does. I know it's sequential art, but it looks like a series of still lifes.
Mm-hmm.
And just gorgeous pen work here. Look at that, like whatever that thing is, a tunnel, whatever that is in the center. The line work, the swirls, crazy.
Yeah, and we don't know what it's from. Obviously,
No idea.
a foreign publication. But no, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I love. I'm assuming that's like probably like blue pencil underneath it. I mean, that just kind of adds to it. But yeah, I'm kind of curious about the artist name, Kurt Caesar.
It's just one of those pieces you can hang it on your wall without knowing what it's from or what it's about. It's just a nice piece of art.
Yeah, this is in Matt Kennedy. Well, Matt Kennedy knows his
Born
art.
in 1906. Wow.
Yeah, I saw that, passed away in 74. So yeah, I'm not familiar with his work at all. But I'm going to leave this one open and go back to it and do some research. Samuel Rojas, Italian magazine. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Nope, not familiar at all. So then last, we've got a Travis piece here, Catwoman.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people are not so high on his more recent style, but this piece is just beautiful. And I actually recently got his commission list, so hopefully in a few months I'll have something. Yeah, I still love Travis's work. I still think he's amazing.
Yeah, I'm not in the camp that doesn't like his current stuff. I mean, I've always, I think he's just a great figurative artist, and his compositions are always fantastic. I mean, as simple as this is, I mean, it's incredibly well executed.
Yeah, and I mean, the fabric is so detailed, you wonder if he used a photograph of some sort, because he captured the fabric folds perfectly, the way it's flowing, the shading, the shadows. Yeah, and it's crazy how much he's evolved, because early on he was just like a Jim Lee clone.
Yeah, that's true. His earlier stuff,
the Dark Stars, things like that, and then once he got on Wildcats and that stuff, that's when he really took off. And this is beautiful.
I do not disagree. So it's in the collection of Anthony F. So very, very, very nice piece. Yep. Jason, we never get tired of looking at artwork, even if you've seen it a few times already this week. Well, good selections, Ron. Thank you for doing that. So now we can see the 10 that I picked out. Let me swap screens here. Hide this one and switch over to mine. Now, I had picked out mine before I saw the ones that you had, but I also did pick a Steve Rude piece. So I got this Wonder Woman piece. Just kept popping up, throughout the week. I don't know. I'd see it, then I wouldn't, and I'd go back to it, and I'd see it again. I was like, the colors in this thing are just freaking unbelievable. I mean, Steve's just great all around in his composition and his figurative work, but I just thought this was it's just a beautiful piece, man. I mean, you can't go wrong. This is one that nobody's spouse would say you can't hang that one, in the living room or, in the den where we get to look at it every day. It looks like it should have been done. It could have been done for Reader's Digest. It's literally kind of that level, but it's okay because it's got Wonder Woman in it. You take her out and it's a Reader's Digest piece, but you throw that in and it's just, wow. Only Steve Rude could pull off something like this and make it look as nice as this is. Yeah, I'll do a close up so you can see. Look at that.
Yeah, the kitten's free to a good home. That's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. See, Black Viper of Dorne knows this good color artwork when he sees it. Yeah. I mean, again, it's just there, you think about a lot of times, like what were we looking at last week, a Chris Stevens Spawn piece, right? And so, he's approaching that piece in a way where, the color is all very harmonious, right? It's greens, it's blues and all that. And here you pretty much got every color in the rainbow thrown into this, and Steve makes it work. He doesn't have to have a finished tone that spans the whole piece to kind of pull it all together and make it, work in that way where you're trying to deal with it, the art on that level. He's going out, hitting all the colors, and it still looks perfect. So yeah,
every detail, like even the water bottle in the front bottom right, just great composition.
So, and again, I didn't check to see who had this one. Oh, Suet Tong. Yeah, I actually have another piece by Suet on here as well. But I didn't read his description. I'll have to go back. So it looks like he picked this up on Comic Link. And that's true. I remember it was in a Comic Link auction not too long ago. Next up. Now this one, it's funny. This is a Kirby George Russo's piece. Now, I picked it because more of the historical significance, right? It's Fantastic Four 27 page. It's in Dan Gallo's collection. I don't think, in a way, like, I'm not blown away by the character drawings, right? I mean, in fact, the inking kind of looks kind of hokey, but to get a page from, something this early in FF, I just think is awesome. I don't care if I'm not like totally in love with the way the characters are rendered. To get something this early on from a book of this importance, and it's got Submariner fighting Mr. Fantastic, and they're talking trash with each other. So storyline wise and historical significance wise, I think this is awesome. But I look at the way the thing is drawn right there, and I think Jack Kirby was drawing himself right there. I mean that you put the cigar in his mouth, and I'd say that he was looking in a mirror when he drew that thing. But
I almost picked this for the same reason, the historical value.
Right. I mean, it's who wouldn't want to own this? I would love to have this piece in my collection. So this is awesome. And even Jason says Gallo is a baller. I mean, when Dan picks up something that they're usually there's collectors out there that usually just go for the best that they can afford, and I admire. I've never been that kind of collector. If I was smarter, I would approach collecting that way. But I appreciate people who they'll pass up pieces that they might have been happy with to get something that's really impressive. And Dan is one of those collectors. A lot like Dan Poddick too. Dan Poddick's the same kind of way. He always gets like the best examples from a particular artist, top 10 every time. So let me see here. This one is in Fish's calf gallery, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it? Yeah, this is Fish. So Mike Allred, surfer piece. I actually read the description on it. He said that when he read this story, this was the page he hoped to find one day, and it wound up in his collection. I mean, those things don't happen very often, even in modern art. If you're a modern art collector, you don't always get first dibs on a page when you see it, right? It doesn't happen very often. But he wanted this page. He found it. It's in his calf gallery, and I think it's awesome. Again, Allred's one of my favorite artists, and you get a great surfer piece here. Composition's really fun, and it's published on top of everything else. I mean, what more can you ask for?
Allred's another one of those guys like Rude, where you like every time you see a piece, you want to buy it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I couldn't tell you. When he was working on Ecstatics as an X-Men fan, I was so happy. It was just a matter of trying to figure out what page am I going to buy from what anything he was working on, because I knew going in when he started, I was just like, I might even own two. And I think I've owned two over time, but that's fun. It's like when a creator gets on a book that you've been waiting for the right excuse to have to buy something from them. Yeah. That was my my switch there. Yeah. Oh, Fish, nice to Fish is in here with us, and it is a beautiful page. You are very lucky to have this one, man. Congratulations. Oh yeah, this is Casada and JG Jones. I just thought that was an interesting mix. I mean, JG's also going to be at OAX, but I thought I can't say that I've seen JG, do inking work on something like this. And I've always been a fan of Casada. So you get this cool Warlock piece. I remember this cover when it came out. I just thought it was awesome. And again, it's of course X related, so that always helps kind of push me in the right direction to pick it. But yeah, I like this one. I mean, I think Casada, when he wants to, he puts in a lot of detail and stuff. And this is a character that a lot of people like to take shortcuts on, right? And they didn't take any shortcuts on this when they did it. And JG had a lot to ink here.
Yeah, when I saw this, it reminded me of those Barry Windsor Smith Machine Man covers.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, you could actually see like a 4-issue Warlock miniseries where they do some Machine Man breakdown sort of something there. But yeah, no, this is cool. I like this piece a lot. And we know Nick Ferrucci loves Casada. So yeah, so on this one, who was Black Viper of Dorne. Wowie. I see, there you go. Seamus. And nice pickup. Yeah, I really like this piece a lot. Next one. I picked this one up. It's a Bob Layton cover. We talk to Bob all the time. And this one's all Bob, pencils and inks. And I was always a Micronauts fan. And so this one, while I never owned any Micronauts toys or anything like that, I remember this cover really well. I did buy this from my local drugstore when I was picking up comics before I could drive, and I just thought this again, it's prime Bob Layton on Micronauts. It's not Iron Man, but I'd be happy to have this one in my collection. And let's see, who is the owner of this one? Oh, Andrew Allen, Mr. Micronaut himself, right? So it's definitely in the right collection because he's got the most Micronaut pages on the site. Then this is in Zadok's calf gallery. Zadok is he loves collecting pieces from this era and even earlier. I mean, he's well known for his illustration house and his overall collection. He'll be exhibiting at OAX, and I didn't pick it for any of those reasons. But I mean, Dominguez cover here, I just love all the detail in this. And this is Weird Western Tales. I mean, I don't even know if we ever picked a page or a cover from Weird Western Tales, but this thing's awesome. I mean, I think this is fantastic. And Dominguez is, he did a lot of horror in his time, and I like the fact that he's tackling a known character here in Jonah Hex, and the inking in this thing is superb. Composition, fantastic. Even though the logo's just kind of the whole logo here is just kind of overpowering. He does a lot with only 2/3 of a page to really work with.
This would only be ruined by color.
Yeah, so true. So true. I love this piece. Zadok's really, he's. I don't know him well, but every time I would see him at New York Comic Con, if he was carrying a portfolio, he would always stop me and ask me if I wanted to see what artwork he had with him. He's a guy that really, he loves the arts, and he loves sharing pieces from his collection, and he's super knowledgeable. And those kind of people are, they're all. It's fun to kind of get their impression on stuff. So seeing a piece like this isn't something that I would have thought Zadok would go for, because I haven't seen him. I don't know if this might be the only Dominguez in his collection on calf, but still great piece. He's a good dude, says Jason. Marcus says someone contact Fuller.
He can color right directly onto this art.
Yes, he could. No, this is the other piece by from Suet's collection. Carol Day page. I just thought this thing, and it's a huge scan, and everybody does when Snork and I talk, we love it when somebody puts a huge scan in here. But this is just another reason why David Wright is just a freaking master. Look at this first panel, right? The two figures drawn here that are just by changing the angle of a few lines, and he's created this remarkable panel. The lighting on the streetcar. Damn it! It makes me want to own a Carol Day. Look at this panel. This panel here with this little girl. Just changing again, just the way he's cross hatching does so much, and it's so simple. But my God, is this guy? He was so talented. I'm pretty sure that Chris Kalaki, who's helped out on the Carol Day books, he's going to be at OAX, and I think he's going to have some originals to show off. But and I've seen a few, but I have a feeling like whatever they're going to bring is probably going to be pretty special. So that's a booth I'm going to stop at just to see what originals they bring. But again, look at this. Doggone it. You're not going to tell me you own a Carol Day daily, are you, Ron?
No, but this is the kind of thing where everyone, earlier ML said I have a curated collection, and
Mhm.
this is the kind of thing. It's like I need a Carol Day. Look at this. This is crazy.
It's true. I mean, man, I know it kills me. This piece is so, so, so nice. Um, yeah.
The only thing that's stopping us is money.
Right. I mean, that's the thing, really. Of late, the stuff has gone up in value because of I think the emphasis that they've been able to put on rights work and everything, but so appropriately so. I mean, look at that. I don't care what the size is on this piece. It's stunning. So
Yeah.
congrats to Suet for getting this. I mean, uh, I'm gonna have to add one to my collection before they are unaffordable. Then this is a Breccia piece. Again, not something that the title, not familiar with it at all, but just looking at it, I mean, this is stunning. I mean, I was just talking about the Miller piece with Joe on Tuesday that sold the Bullseye piece with loving his approach to doing the jail cell bars and the shadows and things. And then you see a piece like this, and it's to me this is even more beautiful than the Miller piece. I love the way he's handled this, the whole scene here with some of the shadows, and then just the general prisoner uniforms. This thing is just a beautiful work of art. I love the details in this old guy's face, and it's not a high contrast. There's not a lot of variation in the tone and the line work here, but that conveys age, and he's just, I mean, again, it's stunning. It's a
The lettering is
piece of art.
beautiful.
Right. The lettering is fantastic too. I mean, so I would love to own this page. And it looks like there's Zipatone in here too, in this section here.
Yeah.
And a little bit in the background here. But either way, I mean, this is a drop dead incredible piece of art, and I'm sure there's not enough Breccia artwork on it. This is in the collection of Gab R. Remember the site they're celebrating their 17th anniversary this month. Well, congrats to Gab R for scoring this incredible Breccia piece. Now this next piece is in the collection of Jason D'Ambrosio. And I had to pick this one. I mean, it was Big John. We had the John Buscema. We celebrate him. We had a lot of artwork posted to Facebook recently because of his anniversary of his passing. This is from Bizarre Adventures 27. One of my favorite, magazine books that had X-Men in it. It had the 3 stories, one with Jean, one with Iceman, and then another one with Nightcrawler. And I've always wanted a page from this story and the Nightcrawler story. I really wanted one from all 3 of them if I could ever get them, but they're very hard to come by. And Jason managed to pick up this phenomenal, amazing, page here, because she's not, she isn't in costume a lot throughout this. So he gets that. Jean and her sister, and it's a story told after Jean's passing, of course. So it was one of those stories you read, and you were kind of lamenting the fact that she was a dead character to us, at least at that time. So just a great page, and Jason's a very lucky man to have added this piece to his collection.
I don't remember the interiors, but that classic color cover of all 3 characters.
Oh yeah. I love that cover. I mean, it's probably one of my favorite. It's up there in like my top 10 favorite like X-Men related covers, right? I mean, it's just was so well done. And I do, I remember I said one day that I wanted to own a page from this, and it was one of the interview shows I was doing. And then the next day, Mike's like, I think I got something from that, and that's where I got that Cochrum. Cochrum did the beginning to each section had like a drawing of a manila folder with some photographs of the characters, and they were all drawn by Cochrum. So I got the Nightcrawler and the Phoenix intros of that artwork, and it was craziest thing for me to say it one day and then literally find out. Mike's like, oh yeah, I was digging through my piles, I found this thing, and that was from there. So
I'm gonna look for this issue on eBay now.
Yeah, I know. Well, I still, I got rid of a lot of my comics, but I still have this the copy of Bizarre Adventures 27. I mean, I like it that much. Like once a year I'll go back and thumb through it because it was just that good, and printed like this and not in color. I mean, just I like that era of Marvel magazines. Okay, so there's that one. Wait a minute. There, Jason, there. I put a like on that one for you. All right, and last but not least, this was the image I picked for the show graphic. Carlos Pacheco, Avengers Forever, DPS. Pacheco's just I loved his artwork. I love just the style and compositions of Pacheco's stuff. I mean, he could draw pretty much anything, but he had such a soft style, and you can see it here. I mean, obviously, who was the inker on this one? Jesus Marino. But clearly, I mean, Pacheco's work here just shines through. I mean, there's guys in armor, there's military people here, but this is just such a delicate piece, and it owes itself all to Carlos's pencil work before it was inked. And yeah, I mean, I love this. I don't know why the color was added into it, but it just is a nice touch on this piece as well. So and I don't even know who the collector was on this. Again, like you, I didn't check. Oh, Kareem. Well, Kareem's got a great calf gallery. Do you own anything by Pacheco?
I do not.
Well, they're going to get harder and harder to come by, but yeah, this is a really nice example. And Kareem has a great calf gallery, so you can always tend to go there and find one or two new pieces that he's picked up every month, and they're always good. So Bizarre Adventures 29 with a Lawnmower Man was crazy. I don't remember that one, Marvel fan. I don't think I picked that one up. Yeah. But yeah, well, there you go. There's our 20 picks, Ron. We did it.
Yeah, what was hard is when you're going through all the new stuff, when an auction house does a dump and there's like 3 pages of stuff where you're like, well, I can't pick these because these are all up for auction.
Yes, that is true. That's kind of the hard part of doing the picks is you try to avoid things that people might mention are for sale. And that's always hard. I mean, but because you don't want to feel like you're trying to do some extra PR for somebody selling.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's kind of unavoidable. But it happens to all of us. I mean, heck, Snork, he's picked a few pieces that weren't even traditional, right? They were printed pieces because they were done, they were done digitally and then printed on board and sold as a one-off. But such is the life of having to pick stuff. But now you can attest it's work to go through it. I always admire anybody who takes the time to go through several thousand pieces of artwork to find the 10 pieces they want to show off. That
I had to set this, like I planned Sunday morning, I'm going to set aside a few hours.
Yes, exactly. Well, Ron, I do appreciate you doing this, and and if you're ever up for doing a solo interview where we look at some pieces from your collection, I'd love to do that too.
Yeah, in the future. Yeah, let me know.
I will. Because I'm gonna probably take it a little easy in February as well after OAX, but I think by March I'm gonna get back into the swing of things and trying to do my regular weekly collector interviews and just get back to the stuff that we all enjoy doing here on the channel. But I'd love to have you back on and do that.
Anytime.
All right, Ron. Well, thank you, and I will bid you good evening.
Thank you for having me.
It was fun. It was my pleasure. All right, so that was great having Ron on. I will definitely do the best I can to have him back sometime in early spring or sometime in the spring. We'll see what works with his schedule. But again, I appreciate the fact that he took the time this week. And again, Ron was there from the very beginning when we started doing these interviews and these live streams 3 years ago. And and a lot of people have kind of come and gone over that time period, right? If you were here early on, I mean, it's interesting. Everybody's times, the ability they had to watch the streams changed a lot over the years. But anybody who's been able to stick with it for that long, I sincerely appreciate it. So, let's see. So, what do I got for you on tap? I'll definitely try to schedule a heritage recap for us for next week. Plan on Tuesday right now. Once I get a feel for who can do it, I will I'll figure out if Monday's better, but Tuesday's what I'm going to shoot for. And then yeah, after that, we've got the amateur match from the guys from 4C on Wednesday. And then we'll be back to a calf update on the following Thursday. But, if the only things I would remind everybody is, the VIP stuff will be 100% closed off. We kind of picked noon as a cutoff time, but we are at the number that we wanted to hit, which, just so everybody knows, it was 200 sales, 200 sales for attendees. And that is the number that we reached. And I think that's pretty fantastic. Given the fact that there will also be 150 exhibitors in that room. That first night party that we have, the reception, the CAF's anniversary, 21st anniversary party, and the kickoff for OAX will have 350 people strong at it. And I think that's going to be an event that people talk about for a while, right? I mean, it's going to be it's a rare opportunity for us to do that in the hobby, and it's not something that it may not be something that's repeated in the exact same way every for year 2 and onward, but for year 1, that's going to be it's going to be something to talk about. So outside of that, enjoy your weekend, and we'll be back at it next week. And it's amazing. We didn't even hit 2.5 hours tonight, but good timing. Thanks again to Ron. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their week, and I'll see you again next week with the team and the Heritage Recap.